With the first semester of junior year coming to a close, not sure who really wants to hear this, but I wanted to make a little recap video just about like how the semester went. Junior year is always propped up to be one of the more stressful, more busy years of your like college career, of your high school career, and I'll definitely say lived up to its name. My mouth is a little slow right now because it's very cold outside, and I just spent like the past 45 minutes or so walking here to the library. Just gonna get some work done, do some reading, do some journaling, nice early in the morning. What else to do on a Monday during break? So, yeah. Classes, I'll start off with classes because that's like the most boring part of it all. Classes were, I was actually doing classes that related to the major that I was pursuing rather than just, random gen ed classes that I just had to take for the degree. But getting into more of like the major focus subjects was definitely a bit more challenging than the previous semesters. I took my last finals last week and I was sick last week, which was like, super awful timing, especially considering in the last video that I uploaded, I was also sick, which was during Thanksgiving break. So, got sick a whole bunch at the very end of the year, which was pretty tragic actually. But aside from that, going back to classes, they were definitely pretty rough. I already turned in all of my assignments, all of the things that I need to do, and I got 2 grades back so far out of 5 classes. One of them I already know was a B+, and then the other one I got an A+. So rip the 4.0 dream. I couldn't get a 4.0 this semester, which that's fine. I hold myself to high standards, but then again, I'm in the business school, so I guess we kind of get made fun of for having easy classes or whatnot. But I didn't think they were that easy. But, I guess that's to each their own. They're definitely not on the level of some like STEM science courses, so I'll give it that. And so like going off of just regular classes, now is like the time that in college, junior year, at the summer after your junior year, if you don't have an internship, at least in like the business world, I feel like you're kind of screwed. So that's kind of like one of the big things, that it was kind of like an extra class added on top of all of the work that I was already doing for all the other classes, because trying to apply for a bunch of applying for a bunch of internships, and then setting up times for interviews, and then actually doing the interviews, and then sometimes even multiple rounds, all of that fits into your schedule and eats up time that you could be using to like study or go to class or whatnot. So I was experiencing definitely a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do this semester, and a lot of that mostly revolved around things outside of school. I already said the classes were pretty rough, but on top of that, the internship hunt was also very rough. It's a very cutthroat, competitive, ruthless environment out there when you're all these different students from all these different schools are applying to all the same internship positions. And that's, I guess, the nature of the free market, and that does end up helping out the companies, because the companies get their pick of the litter of some of the best candidates that they can find. And then I guess that's nice for the students, because if you are one of the top dogs, then when you're applying and going through the internship recruiting process and the interview process, then you can stand out, and then you have the ability to have multiple options. But that's also a time, the internship hunting season is also a time of a lot of struggles for a lot of people. Same thing with like when we were applying to college. I remember, people would be bummed out about getting like rejection letters from colleges that they really wanted to get into. And, it's the same exact thing with the internship hunt. there's a company that you really want to intern for, you really want to work for, you do a bunch of networking with them, you go to all their events, you talk to so many people in the firm, and then you send in your application just for them to send you a rejection letter of, oh, sorry, we moved on with a different candidate, or you didn't even get an interview. So I have experienced that myself plenty of times, and it's kind of like a numbers game. You kind of just like shoot your shot out there, mass apply to a bunch of different companies, and hope that one will stick. And that's basically what my strategy was for internship hunting this year. And I think one of the key takeaways and lessons that I've learned in this semester is, for one, that nothing is guaranteed. You can do all the networking, you can have all the inside contacts at a company that you want, but at the end of the day, that doesn't guarantee you an internship position, much less an interview at the company. So that's one of the big things that I've learned. Nothing's guaranteed in the corporate world and in life. So that's one of the things that I've had to learn this semester. And another key takeaway, I think, is that patience. Patience is a virtue. You have to develop that. It's the same thing with like your discipline, but you just have to trust that things will work out in the end. And I do think it's true that like things do generally work out in your best interest. It might not be how you expected, but things will turn out for the better. And even though if it's not your dream outcome or something that you didn't really predict to happen, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. And I think that you can still make something out of it, no matter what opportunity you're given. And even so, you might get an opportunity you never thought you could have gotten in the first place. So that's another great thing that I've learned this semester. Maybe I'll make another video kind of detailing more about the specifics of kind of what I'm talking about, how I learned these lessons and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's just a quick semester recap. Junior year is definitely tough, and took a toll on my body, I guess. My mental strength, my mental health. I've been not on top of the ball lately. I'll definitely admit that, as you could probably tell, as I haven't even uploaded in like 2 weeks, but it's whatever. We're on break now, so I'm looking forward to having a lot more free time, like 3 weeks of just downtime, of not having to worry about having another assignment due, having to study for another test, not having to search for another internship or sit down in another interview. But yeah, I think that's going to be the video for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.